Breaking news: Buhari under fire as another adoption took place in Zamfara state by bandits. Massive anger swept across the globe on Friday as news broke of yet another mass adoption of students in Nigeria by bandits. No fewer than 317 students of the government's girls' secondary school, Jangebe, in Talata, Mafara local government area of Zamfara state were seized in a midnight attack on Thursday by gunmen. It is the sixth of such attack by hoodlums on innocent students in the north since Boko Haram killed and bombed 59 students of Federal Government College Buni Yadi in Yobe State on February 25, 2014. That is aside the over 200 schools that have been set ablaze by the terror sect over the years. The Secretary General of the United Nations, UN, Antonio Guterres, called the adoption a heinous violation of human rights, while Amnesty International had labeled the adoption a war crime and an assault on the right to education for thousands of children in the northern Nigeria. Angry parents stormed the school and launched into a shouting match with the staff who had tried to prevent the parents from taking other children among the remaining ones on the campus. The residents of the town also took over the streets and blocked the access into the community to protest the adoption. The protesters soon turned their anger on journalists and government officials who had gone to this town to dig into the matters. Hundreds of Nigerians also took to social media to denounce government and the security agencies for their continued inability to protect the citizens from bandits. Renowned Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, who has been interfacing with bandits in Zamfara state and Niger state over the last weeks with a view to stemming the wave of violence, told the nation yesterday that the gunmen were not responsible for the last adoption. He hinted that he may step in again to negotiate with the adopters. You can imagine, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres yesterday called for the immediate release of the students of the schoolgirls kidnapped in Zamfara state. He called the adoption an heinous violation of human rights. This so-called UN Nation Secretary, in a tweet said that he was appalled by the adoption of more than 300 girls during an attack on a secondary school in Nigeria. He said that they must be released to their families immediately and unconditionally. If not, they will face the consequences. In a separate statement, the United Nations Children's Fund expressed concern over the adoption, which is described as a gross violation of children's rights. We are angered and saddened and by yet another brutal attack on school children in Nigeria. This is a gross violation of children's rights and a horrific experience for children to go through, one which could have long-lasting effects on their mental health and well-being. The country representative of the agencies, Peter Hankins, said. According to him, the school attack is coming a little over a week after a similar attack in Niger school. Amnesty International said that the Jagabu school attack and similar ones in the past are proof that education is under attack in northern Nigeria. The organization, in a tweet, called the adoption, saying Amnesty International condemns its appalling attack, which is the latest in a string of attacks on schools in the northern Nigeria. Attacks on schools and adoptions of girls are war crimes. Education is under attack in the northern Nigeria. Schools should be placed on safety, and no children or no child should be chosen or should choose between their education and their lives. Other children have had to abandon their education after being displaced by frequent violation attack on their communities. The girls adopted are in serious risk of being harmed. Nigerian authorities must take all measures to return them to safety, along with all children currently under the custody of armed groups. Dozens of parents yesterday stormed the school to confirm if their children were among the adopted ones, while those whose children could not be immediately being accounted for either broke down in tears or offered to join in search of the ones that were adopted. This did not go down with the staff who initially resisted the attempt to take their remaining students home, but the affected students' parents, whom have none of that. A shouting match soon ensued between the two sides. The parents banged the tables and even smashed doors and windows to drive home the point that they meant business. These staffs, however, piped down when they saw that the parents were not about to relent, and it was gathered that some of the parents even collapsed when their children could not be accounted for. Thank you, viewers, for listening to this news. You have heard it all of how this group, United Nations,